Welcome to Small Bites, Sound Bites, a weekly segment of food for thought in which I share short responses to typical questions, myths, and misconceptions related to compassionate living. Thanks for your support of this podcast. Please go to patreon.com/Colleen Patrick-Goudreau, pick your level of support and enjoy perks, or you can go right to joyfulvegan.com/donate. Today, I want to address an assertion I've certainly heard a lot of people say, and it goes something like this. Why are you imposing your values on your children by raising them vegan? Okay, now this is going to sound really obvious, but parents impose their values on their children all the time. It's called parenting. So if this is a choice you've made or a choice you're contemplating, please take heart in the fact that it is not an anomaly to raise your children according to your family's values. If you are raising children eating meat, you are raising them according to values you have. If you raise your children not eating meat, you are raising them according to values you have. There is no difference. So if transitioning your children from an animal-based diet to a plant-based diet is what you feel is best for yourself and your family, you can be confident in your decision. There is nothing wrong with raising your children in such a way that reflects your values and the values you've most likely taught them already, which is compassion and kindness and empathy and wellness. And living vegan is in alignment with all of those values. We come into this world fully compassionate, and the best gift we can give our children is to honor that compassion and honor the empathy they have for animals by encouraging them and empowering them to make choices that are aligned with those values. We keep images of animal cruelty and animal suffering away from children for a reason. So why would we go behind their backs and support the very thing they would find, and you already find, anathema? Why should we pay other people to do things to animals we would never do ourselves, and things that we would never show to children, things that most of us as adults are traumatized by when we witness them? Do not underestimate the compassion in your children. When they begin to understand that their new way of eating means animals will be helped by it, they get it. As they internalize the lessons you are teaching them, it becomes easier, and those values become their own values. In terms of health, I think the most compelling research coming out about what we eat and how well we live is that which tells us that the food habits instilled in us as children dictate how we eat as adults. That the food choices we make as children are strong predictors of disease later in life. In other words, what children eat during their formative years has a profound impact on their future health. And since American children eat so few whole plant food sources, there is so much room for improvement. And as you discuss with your children the benefits of them eating their vegetables, and I really encourage you to encourage them to eat by color. It's a wonderful way to get people and to get children excited about eating healthfully. You start changing their meals. You can do it over time. You can do it with their help. You can get them involved in the kitchen. This is where also vegan versions of their familiar foods will be helpful, because one thing I do encourage parents to do as they're transitioning is, number one, you are not a short order cook, so I do not believe that you should be cooking 4 different kinds of meals for the people in your household. Number two, and I say women because most women are still the ones doing the cooking. Number two, don't make a big deal about it. Just kind of swap out the things that are animal-based that you can easily swap out for plant-based. So instead of animal-based hot dogs and hamburgers, you can give them veggie hot dogs and hamburgers. And that's a whole different conversation about the environmental impacts and the health impacts, but they are better in plant-based versions of these foods. If they're accustomed to cow's milk in their cereal, you can gradually reduce it by 1/4, then by half, until you're using 100% plant-based milk. You can do the same thing if they eat yogurt or ice cream or sour cream or cream cheese. You can start off by cutting it down and then cutting it out completely. And you can make or buy other vegan versions of their favorite foods. Just don't make a big commotion about it. If you say to someone, whether they're a child or an adult, hey, I'm giving you a vegan version of a food now, they're going to go, no, I don't want anything different. I want what I know. I know what I know and I know what I like and I love what I like. So don't give me anything new. But over time, you can casually get them involved in making the choices that are healthier for them and better for the animals. It might feel difficult at first because we are creatures of habit and we're resistant to change, whether we are children or adults, but I can assure you in time, it gets easier. It depends on the age at which you're doing this, and there's lots more to say about this. I talk about this in other podcast episodes, in the 30-Day Vegan Challenge and the Joyful Vegan. So check out those sources over at joyfulvegan.com. And while you're over there, please become a supporter of this podcast. You can just click on the donate button, or you can go straight to patreon.com. I hope you like what you heard. I hope you share it with others. I hope you leave a review, and I hope you follow this podcast. Until next time, for the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for listening.